So in this video, we are going to take a close look at the hybrid system from the 90s. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video, we are going to take a close look at the PC Engine from NEC. This is, by the way, the Duo system that comes with the HuCard player, and we also can play some discs. So this thing reminds me of the Sega time, you know, with the Mega CD or Sega CD, but this thing is slightly different. And the reason why, because this thing has quite an interesting piece of technology inside. So I call this thing the hybrid system because it's basically an 8-bit system, but when you're looking at some graphical things, it looked amazing. So I bought this thing complete in box from a local place, and yep, there is a little bit of a bummer with this thing. I didn't have any warranty, and guess what? After a lot of struggling getting some cables because I didn't get the right AV out cable, my disk drive is not working. Yeah, so this is the thing that happened. So I basically purchased another one for the collection, and this one has been completely recapped with a new laser and RGB modded. So basically in this video we're just going to do a side by side, but also like doing a quick look with the PC Engine Duo and the Duo R, because I think this is like a really cool piece of technology. The PC Engine comes in many different form factors, and this is basically the first generation of video game consoles. They have been developed by NEC Home Electronic and Hudson Soft, and the first box version I got comes with a lot of original papers that shows you how to hold the disc. Yep, yeah, and like this is like one big piece of paper. To be honest, I have no idea what this is. Alright, so let's take a close look at this massive manual. Oh man, this thing is like gigantic. No toilet paper manual today, I can tell you that. So here's an explanation how the system works, how everything like needs to be used. It's not like a very interesting thing, like your basic typical manual, but I must say, it looks very nice and it's very huge. Okay, so this is basically a TurboGrafx 16 and a CD drive in one. Yeah, think about a Sega CD, but then basically like everything slapped in one console. Something I think Sega wanted to do back in the day, but never did. And I think it's a pretty damn awesome piece of tech. And like they went crazy when it comes to the models. We're going to get an on-off switch. We're going to get one slot for the pad. But I can remember that you need to have like this multi-tap to have multiple controllers used, like AV out and of course the power supply in. Okay, so let's take a close look at the RGB version, because this one is quite interesting because it's completely different. So first of all, the model, I personally really like it. It feels more heavier than the previous model. It's more slimmed down, and this thing looks so much more better. It has even some cool options compared with the Duo R. So what I understand of is that the Duo R was made for like cutting cost. But in the end, what you're going to get is some cool features. And yeah, what you're going to get here, like you can open up the disc like over there. We can do the same with this another version, but we're going to get this locking mechanism. Like it's something that's pretty cool. It's a novelty. Okay, so then we're going to get the input for the power supply at the back. It's a bigger barrel jack. Then we're going to get the signal out. Then we're going to get also a separate headphone and a volume control. Something they basically removed from the Duo R. Okay, so let's take a close look at the controllers. I managed to collect 3 of them, and there are even more out there, like a wireless edition. There's even like a 6-button fight pad, pretty damn awesome. Maybe in the future I'll get it, but for now I'm happy for what I'm having. So what we're going to get, basically we're having like 3 different models, or better said like 2 models are basically different colors, and the 3-button. I was very pleased to find the 3-button, but let's take a close look at the first one, the white edition. I must say like the D-pad feels quite awful. Like the travel is really bad. Maybe I need to clean it up, but it's pretty damn awesome. It also comes with a turbo function built in. So this black edition, oh man, this thing plays so much better already. Comes with the same turbo buttons, only 1 and 2 or A and B. But this one is quite interesting. So here we're going to get a different D-pad. This D-pad plays so much better. Like this is the best controller I'm having. And we're going to get like basically a quite interesting option here. We're going to get turbo function and 3 buttons, but here we can basically map the run button to the 3rd button. Yeah, it's quite interesting way how you need to configure the controller. So this is like the controllers. I must say they're quite comfortable. They remind me of the NES part, and especially when it comes to the 3-button, they did some reconfiguration, so getting like a 3-button layout. It's kind of weird. Okay, so how about the game quality? The HuCards or the disc games? What will they bring us now in this year I'm making this video? Is it still worth picking up? I can say like the games, it's a mix. It's a mix more like 8-bit / 16-bit style. That's the reason I call it a hybrid. Okay, so first of all, I really love the design. Like these things are super flat. For back in the 90s, what a great technology. But here you can see like this thing, it's just a bigger game. So we're going to get a thicker card. The pins at the top, I all cleaned it up a couple of times because when I tried the first time it was horrible. Like all the game cartridges, you just need to clean it up. And the disc, we'll look later at them. So the games, I don't know if these will appeal to you. Some games are dirty cheap. We're going to get like all kinds of games, racing games, fighting games, like old school stuff. And a lot of games reminds me of the Famicom that I've played. In the end, when you're looking at the quality and overall, especially when having like an RGB modded, they look amazing. Okay, so when it comes to the games, we're going to try a couple of them out. And I will show you what I mean when it comes to the quality. Because I was quite surprised, especially with Street Fighter and another couple of games that I personally really love on the PC Engine. Okay, so opening it up, you just need to put the game card in, slide it in, it clicks, and like with the Game Boy, when you slide open you cannot pull it out anymore. Quite interesting, works like a charm. Alright, so next up let's put in the Street Fighter, and here you can see it fits in perfectly. Still has some movement in it, but that's it. Okay, so next up, we also having the Naughty card from AliExpress. And this is just a flash card that you can put in your PC Engine. So that is quite convenient if you just want to like you have your games in box, you don't want to use them too much. You can just add them to your SD card and just play them through the flash card. And fun fact, these things are like dirty cheap and the loading times are not very long. And if you want, I can make a video in the future regarding this, how it works and how fast the loading times are. But let's take a close look, how will this fit. So first of all, the slim down system. Yeah, this is not really convenient because you can see like the lid is still open. You can just play the game or the cartridge, but it is not working very well. But when you're looking at the Duo R, what's quite interesting, like there is more space in the compartment. And guess what? When clicking it in, oh man, you need to push it out really hard. Then basically you can just play it like an original game because there is enough space. Okay, but that's enough about the Naughty card. Let's take a close look at some games and let's see how they will play. So the first game that we're going to try is this rally racing game. They call it the Victory Run. And I must say, like, this game, this is like remind me of Outrun basically. And there are some cool options. To begin with, when you're playing the game, you can choose your upgrades, race your opponents and then upgrade again. I love those systems and I just wanted to try it out for fun. Okay, so when the game is starting, now I'm getting that like 8-bit vibe over here. But when you're looking at the graphical aspect of this, it looks way better than like my Famicom games. So this system utilizes the CPU very well and graphically it looks so much better. And you also have like the option to shift gears. Again, this game reminds me so many ways of Outrun. So let's take a close look at one game. Again, it's Thunderblade. This one is complete in box. And what you can see, the way how they basically sold it back in the day, it was pretty damn nice. It comes in a very nice protection sleeve. That's something you're going to need because the connection will get filthy over time due of dust. Okay, so this game, I love it. I played it on the arcade machine, but also played it on my Sega Mega Drive. So when you're looking at this game in particular, like the intro sounds pretty damn awesome. But when you're starting the game, we're not going to get ourselves this 16-bit vibe anymore. Okay, so one of the games I wanted to have on the PC Engine is Jackie Chan. I love the soundtrack, the way how this game plays. I'm a big fan of 2D adventure games, but this game is absolutely my #1 favorite adventure game for the PC Engine. But there was one particular game that blew my mind. That was Street Fighter 2 for the PC Engine. Seriously, like this game is so freaking cool. I love Street Fighter, but this game looks so good. Okay, first of all, let's get myself a CRT because I know people will complain that I don't use a CRT in this video. So that's what we're going to do now. Let's hook up this thing and let's play some freaking Street Fighter because this is freaking epic.
Round one, fight! Hadouken! Hadouken!
Okay, so the first thing that I noticed with this game is like absolutely looks amazing. The D-pad plays perfectly for fighting games, and I was instantly in love with my PC Engine. Like, I love the Jackie Chan game, but also Street Fighter is a lot of fun to play. And I must say, like, I cannot wait to collect more games for this device because it's so cool and you have so many good games. And yeah, the music sounds kind of, let's say, different when you compare it to the SNES or the Mega Drive or Genesis. But then again, like for PC Engine Duo from back in the 90s, I think it's pretty damn awesome. Yeah. Okay, enough about the HuCards. I just want to take a close look at the disc drive because that is what the Duo R is all about. Is this the same stuff that we're going to get with the Sega CD? That we're going to get like same games, but only we're going to get ourselves like with some better music, or is it like actually something that is improved? So that was something I was really curious about. So turning it on, it shows us the PC Engine Super CD-ROM system. Of course, I hooked up the other version, the version I'm having here. We need to remove the card. That is something you need to do, otherwise it will not boot up in the menu, of course. Let's take a close look at Bonk. And Bonk sounds pretty damn good, but I'm still getting this, you know, it looks awesome, but you're going to get the same result with the Sega CD. Alright, so let's take it in and I will show you what I mean with the quality. Don't get me wrong, Bonk is quite a fun game, but this is not the thing I expected. So let's try to boot it up. Grab the controller, press start. Loading times are quite fast, by the way. Okay, so when playing this game, I was more like, okay, so it's a fun game, but why did you put it on a disc? Because it sounds almost the same like the original game. But okay, so then I checked out the blood gear, and this blew my mind.
緑に包まれた美しい星に旋律が訪れたのは今から15年前のことである。帝国を名乗り戦闘兵器パワードギアを持ってユーロを恐怖の渦
Okay, the first thing I'm noticing that there is this high-pitched bleeping. I don't know what's going on with it, so the audio is a little bit messed up. But this game got some really cool animations and the music is just epic. Okay, so next up, let's play the game Darius. I wanted to have it in my collection because I'm a big Darius fan. I love shmups. But this is just your typical shmup game, but it does have some amazing soundtracks. If this is better than normally HuCard, I think it is. But again, like there are no like fancy animations. It just comes with a title screen and just boot up the game and you play. Next up, another shmup, Avenger, and this is actually like an 8-bit game, or it looks like a big game, but it got this like this cool CD soundtracks that makes the game, bringing it basically to the next level. Okay, so the last game I wanted to show you is Martial Champion. And yeah, there's another weird Street Fighter ripoff. So Martial Champion, I just wanted to boot it up and show you the loading times. I told you before that loading times are quite fast. Not like the Neo Geo CD, because it was like, sometimes like loading for ages. But you can see like, you still need to wait a couple of seconds for, let's say, the title to this check the selection screen. Or you need to wait a couple of seconds when it basically actually the game starts. So the soundtracks of the game are like epic like always, or most games. But then we're going to get ourselves Street Fighter vibe again, and let's play in part. And okay, so now we're going to get the character versus mode, And this takes quite a long time to boot up. And I must say, like, it's not a big of a deal, but I noticed this with not a lot of games, but this martial arts championship game thing has a lot of long loading times.
Fight!
Okay, so I'm personally very happy to have a PC Engine in my collection. And I must say, like, there are a lot of good games for it. I didn't even show you like the best ones. I think Castlevania, Lords of Thunder, and for the HuCards are like epic pinball games that I didn't even try. So when it comes to like the PC Engine, there's so much to offer, and depending what you need to pay for it. I think the base system is quite expensive and you need to find one that is fully recapped, otherwise you're going to get the same issue I had with the first one I bought. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of a device like this. Would you like pick it up, or is it something you don't care about? Thanks for watching, consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become one of the Wicked family, and I will see you in the next video.